What's up, everyone? Welcome in to the DFS Huddle. UFC 325 is tomorrow. Back-to-back, I guess, pay-per-views. This card's garbage outside of a couple fights at the top. It's a pretty shit card, so it's not really a pay-per-view. But now it's on Paramount Plus, right? So it's not pay-per-view. Yeah. If 9-year-old me could see like how the pay-per-view world is now, where you can just like if I could have watched Hulk Hogan like this for like $12 on a thing, you know, that would have been dope. We're going to go over some DFS and best bets for UFC 325 out. Is it New Zealand or Australia? It's in one of those two. Australia, yeah. So it's out there. Thank you to everyone watching. Please like, subscribe. We're going to have all of our DFS lineups and all that stuff in the Patreon. You can click that link. $15 a month. It's on fire. Our golf one, we're sweating golf. A good one in golf. Justin Rose is carrying that lineup. So come join us over there. All of our Super Bowl stuff will be there. College basketball all the time, NBA, all that stuff in the Patreon. Click that link. Come check it out. Like, subscribe, all that good shit. Please share it out. Follow on Twitter, all that stuff. You know, all that good stuff. So UFC 325, obviously it's Volkanovski, Lopez sequel. You know, it's and you know, it's a year later. Volkanovski's last fight was against Diego Lopez. We all saw what happened there. That's sort of the highlight of it. Co-main Dan Hooker by KO. You read my mind. I actually like Dan. We're going to get to what we like. I think Dan Hooker's one of the liver dogs on this card, and by knockout is the way he gets it done. So UFC 325, what do you think? I don't think it's a pay-per-view, like them calling it like the pay-per-view name. I don't think it's worthy of that. Volkanovski and Lopez, I guess, does that, but the rest of the card's pretty shaky.
Yeah, it's not really like a oh shit card, not as loaded. I thought the first card on Paramount, I thought that was great. I mean, that had excellent card. This one, obviously not as much, but I mean, it's down under, you know, a lot of local guys coming on. I mean, Bam Bam's on it, and what is he, 0-5, 0-6 in his last 5 fights, throwing into the woods against Teixeira. So, I mean, it's a lot of local Australian guys, but I mean, still, it's free UFC, so we can't really complain.
Yeah, and if you guys have questions or thoughts, whatever, get it in the comment section. We'll do our best to answer all the questions. We won't be here super long. We're not going to go fight by fight and break down every fight. This card's not really worthy of that. But let's break down before we kind of give some of the DFS stuff and kind of break down the brackets and tiers. Let's talk the main event, right? Let's talk Volkanovski, Diego Lopez. Do you see any reason for anything different this fight? Volkanovski, you're older. Lopez, obviously, the really impressive win over Sean Silva. But when you saw the first fight, it just kind of looked like he did knock Volkanovski down. He hurt him. Lopez has a lot of confidence, looked great in the weigh-in. I thought Volk looked a little older and softer at the weigh-in. I don't think it looked like same old yoked Volkanovski at the weigh-in and the face-off, in my opinion. I mean, he's obviously light. Lopez is going to fight for your dollars. He's not just going to give up. He's going to keep going. He's not going to submit him. We've seen Volkanovski. I don't think Volkanovski's submittable after that Brian Ortega choke years ago. I mean, I've never seen anyone get out of a deeper choke in their life. So I think Lopez certainly is a live dog, but what's he going to do differently? What do you think here? Volkanovski, obviously his last fight, it's been a year since his last fight. Now he's the hometown hero. If it's a close decision, you got to think the crowd, and you know how MMA is, like a greasy close fight goes to Volkanovski.
I mean, I don't think
the last fight wasn't really close. He dominated the first one. It's called.
I mean, like Lopez, he did land some early shots early. I think he visibly hurt Volkanovski. He's had a grueling career. You know, we really have to question that chin. You know, Lopez lessons have been learned. He's, you know, better distance management. I think his takedown defense has improved. I think he's going to be able to capitalize on some chaotic finishes. I think he's one of the most dangerous fighters in the UFC. I really like his chances. I know Volkanovski is going to want to wrestle and grind, but I think if Lopez can keep this standing up, can pressure him, and you're right, that's the main thing with me. Volkanovski just looks a lot older, so I think Lopez.
He outstruck him in the last fight. He only took him down. I mean, he dominated. He beat him on the feet in the last fight, outside of the knockdown for Lopez. But I mean, he outstruck him 158 to 55, something like that. I mean, he absolutely dominated him on the feet. But I don't know. It didn't look. Just from, and again, this is MMA and anyone can win. A knockout by one guy, it's the punching and kicking game. But he didn't look like the same, like, rock, just yoked Volkanovski. It looked like I started to look when I turned 38.
Yeah, I mean, he looks a lot older. I mean,
it's a lot better. But you know what I mean? You get softer. Not you. You're like the health nut. You know, you're on the health nut. You're on the Tinder. Got all that.
Dude, I tell you I'm on day 20. This is totally off subject. Did I tell you I'm on fucking day 26 of hole 30, dude? Day 26 of hole 30. Did I freezing it?
What does that mean? What does day 26 of hole 30 mean?
That means no alcohol, no caffeine, no processed sugar, no fucking dairy, no grains. It's like no rice, no bread, no fun.
That sounds absolutely terrible. All of that sounds horrific.
You feel great doing it. First 10 days suck. Great.
Like, I think I'm going to sprinkle on a little Lopez. Like, if I'm betting this fight and I don't have it in my DFS lineup, like right now, I'm not sure that but I think it's Lopez. And again, lineup construction on DraftKings is fucking tough. It is really tough trying to make a lineup. And let's get to that right now. So if we just break down, we go, the 9th out, the studs, the favorites, if you will, the big favorites. You got Quill and Silicad. Yeah, a club and sub is absolutely viable. It's just for me, I don't know that you can get Volkanovski to tap out. Go watch the Brian Ortega fight. His neck just isn't big enough.
Yeah.
Brian Ortega, that chokes out everyone in the history of the UFC ever, and it didn't finish Volkanovski. And so that's where, until I see it, but I mean, I do think he can get the knockdown and then maybe ground and pound. But if you want to do the club and sub, I'm not going to. That's where I think the value is. Lopez by KO. Lopez, if you want to go by sub, get a little crazier. If Volkanovski wins, I think it's by decision. If you want to take Volk, I think you bet it by decision. You get plus money. Either way. So you got Quill and Salicad against Jamie Mullarkey. He's at 9,700. You got Benoit Saint Denis over Dan Hooker. He's at 9,200. Taliesin Teixeira at 9,100. Cam Rouston, 9,300. And then is there anyone else over 9K? Oh, yeah. Then there's Sulan Grangbo. Sulan Grangbo, the youngster, the 20-year-old. And he's at 9K. Billy Elakana at 8,900 going up against Junior Tafa. Right now, I think the safest one, the one you got to have, even though it's really expensive, is Quill and Silicad. He's going to knock out Jamie Mullarkey. Jamie Mullarkey's only job in the UFC now is to get knocked out. Like, I know he beat Bedoya. That's not impressive. Bedoya is terrible. But if you look at the two losses before that, Nate Haqparast knocked him out in the first round. That's just yes.
I agree. I mean, my first note is he's the anchor in your cash games. 10-1, 5.56 strikes per minute, averages nearly 8 takedowns per 15 minutes. Real power. Now look, Mullarkey's tough, durable. He's been finished of 6 of his 8 losses, and he's also taking this fight on effing short notice, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
and he was kind of talking like some shit yesterday at the weigh-in, at the face-off.
Yeah.
Or today, I don't know if it was just whatever the time difference is there. I don't know, because even though these fights start at like 2:00 Pacific time, so it's not really that different, even though they're in Australia. So they're making the fighters kind of cater to us.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see how that affects the fighters over there. It's great for us, but we'll see how it affects the fighters. But you mentioned Jamie Mullarkey being tough. Why I like him so much for DraftKings, even in tournaments, even if he's chalk, I don't care, because sometimes good chalk is you just have to have it. But Mullarkey will get knocked down and get back up. So you can see a world where you're getting these 10, 20-point bonuses and then the first round finish because Silicad just puts him out. And it's first. And Silicad, by the way, best bets by knockout is only minus 130, 140. Yeah. I've seen it bet online. I thought that would be closer to minus 250. I honestly did. I think Silicad by knockout's a value, -1. I don't typically take juice as value, but I do think the minus 130, minus 125, minus 140, wherever you're shopping at, I do think is a value for Silicad by knockout. What do you think?
Oh, 100%.
Top of Silicad. Anyone else? Like, I got Billy Elakana next.
Yeah, I mean, I love Billy. I'm probably gonna have a prop on him to win via KO. Guaranteed violence. Both guys love the swing. I think Billy comes in solid favorite. I think he's better striking, better athleticism. And Tafa, he can absorb power. Jesus Christ. But he does have some defensive holes. I think Billy has the tools to land some clean early and often. And I think he's going to be able to knock him down multiple times and then probably get the KO in the second round. I also like Teixeira to bounce back after that loss to Derek Lewis. You know, Bam Bam's coming in two fight losing streak.
Five fight.
You know, he has so much stuff going on outside the octagon. this is his last fight. He's there for the paycheck. You know what I mean? Like, I think this is set up for Teixeira to get a late first round, early second round KO. So I absolutely love him at 9,100. And then Billy, those are my top 3 guys.
Yeah, so let me ask you the Billy Elikana Junior Tafa fight. Junior Tafa coming back, he's going down to 205. He's never in shape. He looks awful all the time. He's a terrible fighter. So I just don't see any redeeming quality. They're supposed to be these kickboxer strikers, the Tafa brothers, and they're both just fucking atrocious. Like, neither one of them are any good at all. So Billy Elikana 8,900, because it's hard to make a lineup when you start creating lineups. So if I play Salakild, then I play Elikana, and it's like, well, okay, I got to start thinking about some underdogs. I want to talk. I want to ask you more about the Tuivasa fight too. The texture. So, what's the difference between Derek Lewis and Tai Tuivasa right now? I mean, honestly, what's the difference? They both can hit really hard. They were fan favorites. But they also curl up in a ball when they take punishment. Right? They just don't want to get hit. I think Derek Lewis much more so now. Unfortunately, I love Derek Lewis, but let's just admit. I mean, he just quits. He just quits.
Yeah, that fight was fucking weird. Like, that was really fucking weird.
That's what he does now. He does it every time he gets hit now. Once you're done getting hit, you're done getting hit, you know? And I feel like that's Bam Bam too, but I'm scared about Taliesin Teixeira. I did not like that look in that Derek Lewis fight. I did. And
yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. You know what I mean?
It's like, tie at home. Like, it makes me nervous because I think if you're making multiple lineups, you should make one with Tuivasa in it and then one with Taliesin Teixeira, because I do think it's over early. Mm-hmm. It's just, if Ty, you know, the home crowd's going to be way behind him. It's a huge deal. If he catches one shot, which is, you know, these are big boys, one shot, and Derek Lewis, who I don't think right now is much different than Tai Tuivasa. I just think they're basically the same. Washed, undefensive. We got one shot to win, and that's landing a big shot, and that's fucking it.
Yep.
But if he does it, it's going to win the tournament. You know what I mean? That's going to be it'll be 110 points at 7,100. So even though I agree, I think Taliesin should smash him. I think he should absolutely mollywop him. Mm-hmm. I still think you got to just in one lineup, you got to take Tai Tuivasa if you're making multiple lineups. Just on the side of caution, just because of what we just saw happen to Teixeira by Derek Lewis, right? Am I crazy there?
I mean, if you're going to play in the tournament, that's definitely something that you're going to have to do. Like, I still do these 50-50 things. I mean, I can't take a swing at him just because, to me, he's got a foot out the door. You know, he's doing other stuff. He's a huge business guy out there. And he didn't really cut.
Oh, go ahead.
He didn't really look that cut during the weigh-in either. You know, that locked in duo.
Yeah. Taliesin. Yeah. I see it. It makes me nervous. One other fight I want to talk about, a favorite and a guy super cheap, is Cam Rouston and Cody Brundage. Rouston, huge favorite here. Minus 360, plus 295 to come back on Brundage. 9,300 on DraftKings for Cam Rouston. 6,900 for Cody Brundage. And look, there is a world where Cam Rouston scores a ton of points and just wallops right through Cody Brundage. But this is one where I'm going to avoid him. Not because I think Cody Brundage is going to win, but Cody Brundage is a despicable fucking quitter who's always looking for a reason to get out of there. He just always is. He is a guy that, like, if there's an accidental eye poke or a low blow, who will just be like, I quit. Nope, I can't continue. And if that happens to your DFS lineup, you're fucked. So that's the only. Now, if you are willing to take the chance, like, hopefully this fight just ends like it should, Rouston's going to annihilate him. Cody Brundage is something awful. But just really be careful going overboard with the Cam Rouston thing, because Cody Brundage is the king. If it wasn't for him getting decisions overturned or getting people penalized in the octagon or getting them disqualified for poking the eye, Cody Brundage would be 1 in 10 in the UFC. He would not still be there. The only reason he's still there, I'm not making, like, he's fucking awful for this. I can't fucking stand him. I cannot fucking stand him. He's a fucking quitter. He's an absolute quitter. And he will, if there's any way to get out of the fight after it starts, after contact has been made, he will take it. So just be very careful dealing with Cody Brundage in DFS. That's all I'm going to say. I love Cam Rouston. I think he wins. But
my one note on this is say you're going to take Corey Brundage just to piss Kyle off.
There you go.
That's my one note here. Just Cody Brundage just to piss Kyle off. That's my note.
He's such a fucking quitter. God, and
it's funny though. You look at he lost his last fight. The one before that was a draw. Before that, a win, then a draw, then a no contest, and then he lost to Bo Nickel. So it's like, what is that? 1, 2, and 2 in his last 5.
I mean, again, the DQ win against Jacob Malkoon, the no contest against Al-Razak Hassan. I mean, this is all this guy does, dude, is quit, and look for ways out. So if you have Rouston in your DFS lineup and he does that, you're getting like fucking, and you get like 6 points because dude just quit after he took one punch, and there's nothing worse than that. So I would that's something I would want to just kind of sort of keep an eye on. So let's shift focus here to underdogs with the best shot, and we heard it here. Let's start with yours. There's a fight that I want to go over. My favorite underdog. Who you got? We're looking at guys like on DraftKings who are in that 7,000 range, who are the lower price guy underdogs, if you will, betting underdogs. Who anyone stand out for this week?
The 2 guys I like on DraftKings that are under 8K, we talked about in the main event. I like Diego Lopez. I'm going to bet Diego Lopez to win the fight here. I'm definitely going to – I think he's going to be able to thrive in the chaotic exchanges. I think he's going to be able to rack up strikes. I think he's going to advance. I think he has the potential, because it's probably going to be a 5-round fight, to go all the way. So I definitely like him, 7,700. And then I like Rafael, $8,000. He is a betting underdog. Technically the underdog against Rufy, the prospect. I think it's a huge value. I think he has proven elite kickboxing, massive striking volume, outstanding takedown offense. I know Rufy's part of the fighting nerds, and I think they get overbet because of that. But we need to remember he's left the camp to train with Volkov for this fight. Right. So technically he's not in that camp right now.
And they're a little overrated, right? I like John Silva, but they're low volume, low output, just like Mauricio Huffy is. That can get outworked. They can lose on a judge's scorecard because they don't throw enough volume. I have some problems with, like, they're fun and it's a cool, cute name, and some of the guys are explosive, but they don't work hard. They're they don't put high output in terms of output. It's just not there for the fighting.
Yeah, so I
like Fiziev by decision plus 170. It's one of my favorite bets.
Those are like the two like lower price guys that I'm really interested in.
Okay, well, let me try to interest you in a couple of them. Let's talk to the co-main event, Benoit Saint Denis. Right now, he's sitting at a minus 350 favorite against Dan Hooker, plus 285. If you look at their prices on DraftKings, Benoit Saint Denis, 9,200. Dan Hooker is at 7K. Now, look, I know Dan Hooker's getting old. He's been there a while, but he's not much any older than Benoit Saint Denis. And here's the thing about Benoit Saint Denis. He's explosive. He's good. He's got bad cardio, and he's there to be hit.
Yeah.
What do we know? What do we know about the French, Erik? They lose wars and they quit, right? We know that. That's what the French 100%. Do. They lose wars and they quit. Now, Benoit Saint Denis is not a quitter, but he does have issues. He does have durability issues. He has been knocked out, suffered back-to-back knockout losses to Dustin Poirier and Renato Moicano before this little 3-fight winning streak against, again, not the greatest competition. Prepelec, he subbed him out in the second round. That was okay. Beneil Dariush, I think Beneil Dariush is done, and he caught him. This is another one where I think if you're making multiple lineups, you hedge one side or the other. But I think Dan Hooker at 7K has early knockout upside, second round knockout upside as well.
Mm-hmm.
Benoit has shown the cardio issues. He's going to come out like a cannon. If Dan Hooker can withstand that early onslaught, I think Dan Hooker at 7,000 allows you to really play around with making a lineup. I think Dan Hooker makes a lot of sense. What do you think on this fight, Benoit?
I love Dan Hooker. I think Hooker is going to be able to catch him. I mean, for sure. I'm not a big Benoit St. Pierre guy. I think we're going to discount because Hooker was subbed in his last one. I think it's a recency bias with all of us. I mean, we won't look at his past fights. We'll look at what just happened. We're like, oh shit, he's live to be subbed. But Hooker's a tough son of a bitch.
Benoit is not Arman Sarukian, though.
Yeah.
And Arman Sarukian. I look at the Mateusz Gamrot fight, the fight before the Sarukian fight for Dan Hooker.
Yeah.
Benoit's a lot like Mateusz Gamrot, but less defensive and, a little more reckless. He's going to throw more volume and reckless. But sort of the build, the ability to wrestle, all that stuff. And Hooker was able to keep Gamrot off him, was able to win a decision. And I don't think Benoit has the durability of Gamrot. So if Hooker, and he certainly doesn't have the defense, Benoit just doesn't defend himself. So I think Dan Hooker's live, 7K, taken by knockout if you want to throw a little bet on him. And I think on DraftKings, you're looking for some upside. I think Dan Hooker makes a bunch of sense. You went over, there's one other fight. And it's one not really tight. It's Dom Mar Fan is the betting favorite here against Sang-Wook Kim. 7,500 for Sang-Wook Kim. Dom Mar Fan can be had for 8,700 on the betting markets. It's moved a little bit. Fans minus 140. Kim Sang-Wook plus 120. I think Kim Sang-Wook can knock him out here. And I think Kim could be in the first place lineup this week. I'm going to try to fit him in. I think he's a live dog. I think there's a few live dogs. Like if I'm going through lists, I think Kim is a live dog. I think Nakamura is certainly a live dog against Soleil. When you watch that weigh-in too and the face-off, Soleil just looks like kind of just this out-of-shape little.
Yeah.
Nakamura, who was the 8 seed in that tournament, Soleil was the 1 seed. Nakamura has some real pop. So there's some live dogs there. Khan Ofli against Yitsa. I think Khan Ofli is a live dog too. I think he could outwork him. He can get the takedowns, but it's hard for him to keep people down. Hopefully strong is going to get back up. I think that makes a ton of sense as well. So I do think there's some live dogs. Those are the dogs that and of course I agree. Diego Lopez. Are there any other like dogs that you like betting? What you like?
Look, dude, I know you're not the biggest Brundage guy, but he's at plus 295. You know,
he's not going to win, but
I'll throw a little bit on him just for shits and giggles. And then I'm going to go Lopez. I'll probably throw money on Hooker, KO, Billy, KO, and then Raphael. I mean, that's kind of what
these guys seem to like the Brundage money line. I like Brundage money line in this parlay too. The people are with you. I've jinxed it properly. I've properly jinxed it. I've called him the biggest bum in the UFC. I've called him a quitter and said there's no way he's going to win. So that means he's probably going to win first round. So you guys are welcome. If that happens and you guys win a bunch of money, because you guys can thank me personally for the bashing that I gave him. This is how it always works. If I bash a guy, they win. But I'm telling you, don't be surprised when he costs you money because he's a fucking quitter. Because he is. He's a goddamn quitter. Cody Brundage.
If it hits, it hits, man. I mean, I'm looking at his parlay. That parlay has got to be close to like Jesus, 20,000 to 1.
I'm gonna have a long shot parlay in there as well. I love doing that for the UFC. So in the Patreon too, once we decide on that, you can check out the Patreon too. It's $15 a month. I'll have all of our bets in there. But just like for the show, like the two I like Fazeev by decision plus 170. And I think Sal killed. That's just, even though it's minus 140, it's like some of the better value you're gonna see on a minus number when I think that should be minus 250, 300. I think he knocks out Jima Malarkey relatively easily. Should we build a DraftKings lineup? You want to do that like one fighter at a time?
Let's do it.
All right, you pick first. Number one pick goes because these beautiful graphics. Look at the great job Erik does on all this. He does all this. I don't do shit. He does an amazing job. Great job on these. They look great.
Thanks, man. It's amazing what you can do when you watch a video and young kids actually know what they're doing when my old ass tries to figure it out. I'm gonna go Billy.
Turn off the porn, and then turn off the unproductive porn, and okay. I guess sounds less fun, Erik. I'm not gonna lie, sounds less fun.
I'll go Billy first pick.
Billy Alligator. I like that. I'm gonna go with Dan Hooker, 7K. I'll get us some value on the board early. I'm gonna play Dan Hooker at 7K. Just the upside there. If he does knock out Benoit, which is certainly possible, knocks him down a couple of times, there's a lot of points to be had at that price.
I'll go Diego Lopez.
Diego Lopez. Boom, at 7,700. All right, next I'm going to go with the guy I think scores the most points on the card. Silicat. Sal killed at 9,700. So we have 2 slots left. We've actually done pretty good. We have 8,350 remaining per player, per fighter.
I'll go Raphael.
Raphael Fazeev, I love that. At 8K, that leaves us 8,700. That's a weird price range. God. See, this is what I'm talking about with the lineup construction, right? So with 8,700, We can take me personally here. You got Nakamura and Zalei both at 8,100. I'd probably take Nakamura.
Okay.
I don't think Don Marfan beats Kim. I don't mind leaving salary on the table as well. Jacob Malkoon, I'm not taking at 8,600. I'm not. That fight's probably going to be 30 strikes landed. Torres Finney's just going to try to wrestle. No thanks. We could play. I mean, there's just no one you could. The only other favorite you could really play is Volkanovski, who you've already got Diego Lopez in, so you don't really want to do that. So I'm going to say, I guess, Nakamura at 8,100, and that would leave 600 on the table. That's Elakena, Dan Hooker, Diego Lopez, Quillen Salkild, Rafael Fiziev, and Nakamura. Again, we appreciate you guys. If you want all of our DFS lives we put together for this and all the good stuff, please click the link. Please subscribe, like, join, all that good stuff. We really appreciate you all. Be back next week. Maybe we'll be able to get a golf video out middle of the week. We're going to have more of this. Our Super Bowl video, obviously, next week. We'll go over. Right, maybe have some fun with that one, huh? Talk some props, some weird props.
Yeah, why not?
Stuff like. I like to have fun because this game is shit, right? The Seahawks, I mean, I'm a Niners fan. I can't think of two teams I'd rather watch less. Like, I'd honestly rather watch my great aunt and a Bukkake video than watch the Super Bowl. That's just where I'm at. I don't want to watch. I'm very upset. I'm going to be watching this game for like how long the national anthem is, the Gatorade, all that stuff.
Oh, God, that was funny.
Also, hit us up on here. If you watch this video after the fact, you got questions, or like, hey, what do you think about this lineup or whatever, pop it in. Happy to answer it. Again, join the Patreon, all that good stuff. For myself and Erik, have a great weekend. And, of course, good luck on all your future wagers.